Good morning, good evening, good day, or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Hi, how are you? So today we are going to be talking about new makeup releases. Now, I've filmed this once before on this channel and it never got published to this channel because when I tried uploading it, for some reason, it just refused to upload. But that's okay, I'm going to try again today. So, the first collection release makeup thing I want to talk about is the Spectrum Collections Disney Fantasia collection. Now, I've never heard of Spectrum Collections until I saw this post on the Trend Mood page on Instagram. And it's entirely brushes with a few brush holders as well. And it is gorgeous. It's whimsical. It reminds me of my childhood, and it's based off of that part in Fantasia when Mickey Mouse puts on the magician's hat and the brooms start doing their thing, and it's based upon all that. That's the entire aesthetic. I have no idea about the quality of the brushes, but they look fantastic. But that being said, it's $89 for 12 brushes. And I just can't justify that for me and the amount of money that I have and the amount of money that I don't make because I don't have a job. It's too expensive. $89 for 12 brushes? What are those brushes made out of? Gold? I mean, the ColourPop brushes, the brush roll that I got, that was like 15, 17 brushes for $30. You know what? That was great. 12 brushes for $89. As much as the collection looks amazing, and I know it's limited edition, meaning I could never get it after this, which I hate. I hate when brands do limited edition stuff. Anyways, that's a nay for me. The next one that I have to talk about is the Morphe and Lisa Frank collaboration. If you are not familiar with Lisa Frank, it was a early 2000s, mid-late 90s aesthetic of just wild, cool neon colors with animals everywhere and hearts and stuff, and it was all over like pencil cases and notebooks and stuff like that. And this comes with a palette, a makeup like brush holder, a thing of sponges, and brushes. The palette is a nay for me. Something about it just completely turns me away from it. I love the packaging. I love the aesthetic, but it's really not for me. The sponges are a nay. I don't need any more sponges in my life. I have more than enough. I've got like 4 or 5 sitting in my little box over there, unused, because I'm not even at that point yet. I have like 1 or 2 that I use right now. And the brushes are a maybe, but still $32 for 5 brushes. Seems like too much for me, especially considering how much I got in that ColourPop brush roll for $30. Moving on to the Huda Beauty Gold Obsessions palette. Now, there are only 3 mattes in this palette. Excuse me. You give me a 9 pan, and the majority of it is shimmers, and you only give me 1 deep shade, 1 transition shade, and 1 cream colored shade that I'm never gonna use in my whole life. Newsflash to palettes and to you guys and to brands, I never use those little cream colored shades that you put in there. Let me find an example for you. This is my ColourPop Little Ray of Sunshine palette. Beautiful palette. Gorgeous. I love it. I am in love with this palette, and I accidentally just got my fingers dug into one of the shades. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm never going to use this shade. I can almost guarantee you that I will never use this shade, with the exception of like a video or like a Halloween look. I never use those very, very, very light, almost white shades that are not sparkle. I'm sorry, I don't. My skin is too dark for it to be used as a transition, though I know some skin tones are able to use that as a transition, which all power to you. Not knocking that away from you, but for me, I just am never going to use it. So, only 3 mattes in a palette, even if it's 9 pans, gives me very little to work with in the range of looks that I can use with it. This palette, as another example, is entirely matte. There are no shimmers in it, but because of the fact that there's this deep tone, there's more mustards, there's a bright yellow, there's more brick reds, there's more browns, there's a gray, there's so much you can do with that. And I can always go into one of my singles or another palette and use that as my shimmer. Or I can do an all matte look. People typically don't do all shimmer looks. Typically. I don't typically do all shimmer looks. And, I mean, you can give me like another transition shade or another deep shade, please. I don't need 6 gold shimmers. I don't need a palette of 6 gold shimmers. I can find at least 6 gold shimmers already. And especially for $35? Excuse me? Excuse me? I don't need that. Why are you trying to peddle that to me? So next up is a more controversial thing to talk about. It is the Jeffree Star Blood Money collection, and the only reason that I'm bringing this up and including this in this video is to let you all know that for moral reasons, I will not support him. I understand if you do, and I'm never going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do. I'm never going to tell you who you should and shouldn't support. I trust you guys enough to make that decision on your own. I'm not sure how many of you are adults, but you all are capable of making decisions, and I'm not going to make them for you. I supported him once when I was 16, 17, before I knew all of this bad stuff about him, and I stopped supporting him immediately after. I will never buy anything from him, and I'm really sorry if that disappoints you. I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to. And I have enough greens in my collection anyway. Although catch me in a couple of months saying I need more greens in my collection. I've got the greens in the So Jada palette. I've got the greens in the Mint to Be palette. I've got the greens in this A Freak palette. Also the Elf palette. I don't need any more greens. Or I don't need them bad enough that I'm going to buy them from him. Okay, little moral disclaimer over. It is a nay. Last one I'm going to talk about today is the Solo Look Dirty Dancing collection. Guys, this is so cool. I love that movie. Love. This is their second time doing a Dirty Dancing collection, and I believe this is limited edition. And I am here for this collection. Oh my gosh. I love the shimmer to matte ratio in the... Oh wait. I should probably talk about what it has in it. It's got a sponge with the little Dirty Dancing like lift in it. It's got lashes named after the resort they stay at. It's got a felt tip liner called the I Carried a Watermelon liner. It's got a makeup bag and a palette. I love the shimmer to matte ratio in their palette. There's 6 mattes and there's 6 shimmers. It's a rainbow palette. I love that. I am not a fan when there's like with the Huda Beauty palette, when there's not a good enough, for me, ratio of mattes to shimmers for me to make interesting, cohesive, different looks. But I hate when palettes have that little indent in them to include a lip product. It shifts the layout around and it throws me off, and I don't like it. I really don't. It also comes with a liquid lipstick, I believe, in the palette. It's not for me because I think I only have like one or two rainbow palettes. But I don't need this. I don't. And there's something about it, even though it looks so pretty, there's something about it that's just, my heart's just like, I don't need this. I love it. I don't need it. I might get that watermelon eyeliner. I might. But for the most part, the rest of this is a nay. I love it. But for me, it's a nay. Okay, you guys, that is my yays or nays for the makeup releases coming out soon. I know that was entirely nays. I'm so sorry for the pessimism today. It's gonna be a lot of nays, I feel like, because everything that's coming out lately, besides the Raw Beauty Kristi collection and the Naughty palette from Huda and the Child palette from ColourPop as well, nothing else is calling to me. Oh my gosh, yesterday I almost bought the Raw Beauty Kristi palette, and I would have too if it weren't the fact that I just went Christmas shopping and I don't have enough money in my account anymore. I've got $8 left. Otherwise, I'd buy it in a heartbeat. I love the aesthetic of it. I love Washington. It is my all-time favorite state, even though I live in California. I miss Washington. I miss it so much. Anyways, rant about the Raw Beauty Kristi thing over. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Before I forget, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you'd like notifications for when I upload a video. Okay. I love you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye!